I'd like to start this video by teaching you a way that I am trying to pray in this time. You know, my prayer life always changes. But one of the things is to simply just breathe in God is love, hold your breath and cherish that God is love, and then breathe out God is love. So we're going to do that together. So breathe in God is love, cherish God is love, and then breathe out God is love. You know, and that's pretty simple, but when I do this, actually I get distracted. It's very easy to get distracted. And, you know, this is part of the narrow gate in our gospel reading. You know, it's actually our spiritual life is, we're supposed to take it seriously. We're supposed to really zone in on God and obviously love, because love is the most important thing. And we all want to be loved and to love others. Every human being desires this, and of course many different things can distract us from this, but this is our true freedom when we receive love from others and give love to others. But of course we have to draw strength from that source of God who is love. Now in the gospel reading, you know, Jesus asked, who will be saved? So of course, you know, we can narrow this down in many different ways. And in the first reading from the prophet Isaiah, the prophet reminds us that the Lord is going to come together all nations and all tongues. No one's excluded. Jesus came for all. Jesus came to reveal His love to all of humanity. No one's excluded from this. And even every cell of our bodies contains the presence of our Trinitarian God. Wow, and every part of creation. Wow, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't fall over at this point in time. I mean, this wind is pretty crazy right now. It could fall over from that. Now, of course, you know, Jesus also goes on to say, you know, that people will come from every direction, north and south, east and west. You know, we're breathing in air. We don't usually say, hey, that was my air. Not, you know, we don't fight over the air. We just, you know, every breath is gift from God, is an expression of God's love. And God is giving that to all people. It doesn't matter what direction you go. All people will breathe in the air. And what a gift it is. But you know, we recognize that love is work. You know, to love others takes work. And a lot of times what we have to do is we have to be attentive to our inner being. You know, let's say there's frustration going on in my life. Okay, the first thing is to recognize that, and then to accept it's there. Hello, frustration. How are you today? And then investigate, why am I having the frustration? You know, and of course people can tempt me in all different ways to be frustrated, but then I choose to react in a different way. Now, the inspirational thing of Jesus when he's on the cross is he doesn't transmit any of his suffering upon others. He's able to breathe it in, to transform it and give love. Now, this is why Jesus is so inspirational for us and a source of encouragement for us, because even in this great suffering, love was able to pour through this. And so we all suffer as finite beings. You know, we have to accept that this is reality. And so when we have these different things like frustration, is we have to respond to ourselves in a compassionate way. And one of the things you can simply say is I love you, Daniel, your name. In other words, I love you, whatever your name is. Say that in your inner being. And I think we really have to say that. And then the question is, who is actually saying that? Is that you saying that, or is it God? Or is it both saying that? And then it's transformative. We have a different perspective on others. We have a different perspective on ourselves. And, you know, but once again, we can lose sight of this, and but every day is a new day, and let us always be ready to begin again. So we come to the same table once again to receive the body and blood of Christ that will penetrate our bodies, our inner bodies, so that we can breathe in that love, we can cherish that love, and then we can give that love to others.